Tim Calderwood sitting down with Schaumburg first baseman Quincy Nieporte. And Quincy, let's talk about last night. You're coming to the plate in the bottom of the 8th inning. Julio Gonzalez is up in front of you. You're in the on-deck circle. You see he's intentionally walked. What are your thoughts immediately after that happens?
I mean, as a baseball player, everybody knows that you take a lot of pride in your own personal accomplishments and ability. And when you see a guy get intentionally walked in front of you, you kind of take it personally just because it's a little bit of a disrespectful thing, in my opinion. Obviously, they didn't mean it in any disrespect. The coaches were acting on matchups, and I get it's a bunch of that, but you take things like that personally. So walking to the plate, I mean, obviously I've struggled a little bit early, but I kind of, as you say, they kind of poked the bear, so I was able to really focus in, and I went down 0-2, and I knew he was going to go to the slider, so I kind of was anticipating that and was able to put it through the middle.
It's your first season in the Frontier League and your first year with the Boomers. What was it that brought you to Schaumburg?
I got released out of the Philadelphia Phillies organization, and I started reaching out and had some other Frontier teams reach out, and I was talking to a team in the American Association and the Can-Am, and it was kind of just talking with Jamie. I mean, he seemed really straightforward. It was pretty cool. We had a connection that we were both drafted by the Phillies, and I felt like I could say whatever I wanted to him and really ask him all the questions, things that I kind of wanted out of coming to these leagues, and he answered everything and was real open about it, and it was kind of like that first phone call trust, I'd say, that basically solidified me committing here and coming here, and I just felt comfortable talking with him.
I know it's only been 11 games, but what are your assessments of the league so far?
It's challenging. I mean, it's just like associate ball. You play every day, and it is nice having Mondays off, but everybody knows what guys came from affiliate and who played where they went to college, and I feel like getting into the box, guys kind of know my background a little bit. The pitching is pretty smart. I really haven't had any opportunities to do damage like I'd hoped so far in this year, and I'm always a slow starter, so I don't like to look into it too much, but I just gotta kind of tip my cap to the league so far, the way they've pitched me, and they have a plan, they stuck to their plan, and honestly I hope they keep doing the same things because I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable every day. I think I told Skip yesterday, look out because we're getting close, and don't release me yet.
I mean, was it a big adjustment that they're doing something completely different that you haven't seen before, especially early in the year, or what's the biggest thing you think for you?
The biggest difference was early in the year, you normally see kind of all the levels that I've been at, you normally see guys kind of pitch off their fastball, they kind of come after you, and it was tough. My opening weekend here in Gateway, they have a small park, so they kind of have their own pitching style, and they stuck to it, and they were kind of beating us to death with off-speed pitches, so it was a little bit more difficult getting your timing down with seeing a lot of off-speed because you want to get your timing down with the fastball, and then you start adjusting and expanding your mindset and your approach. So, I mean, other than that, it's pretty similar. I mean, most guys are going to see me come to the box, and they're going to have a plan no matter what league I'm at. I've pitched the same since I've been in high school, and so it's just one of those things that hopefully my maturity now, the years I have under my belt in higher level organizations and colleges and the ACC and here, I mean, once I start feeling comfortable with my swing and comfortable with my approach, good things should happen.
Do you see a different approach given that you're in the cleanup spot? Do you get pitched differently just because of where you are in the lineup sometimes?
I think no matter what league you're in, I mean, you could play high school baseball, college baseball, professionals, and even in the big leagues. Not saying that I've ever been there, but I watch a lot of it. But if you're a cleanup hitter, you're always going to be pitched a little bit more careful, especially if there's guys in scoring position, because I mean that's part of the lineup that you put guys in to drive runs. So I think every pitcher sees a 4-hole, 3 and 4 hole, and they bear down a little bit more and try and focus on that pitch a little bit harder, and they give you your best, which I mean I have no problem with it. I've been dealing with that since I think I was 7 years old. So obviously I think when I'm 7, I'm having a coach want to let me hit it, but it's just one of those things that it's that much more challenging, which makes it that much more fun. I enjoy it.
You come from a sports family. Your grandfather was on the PGA Tour. Do you play golf at all?
Not as much as I think I'd like. it's always funny. It's the joke in the family where everyone was either a golfer or a tennis player, and then I picked football and baseball. So it's obvious that my attention span isn't where it needs to be for my family sports or athletics. But I love golf. I mean, I've been looking around for some golf courses around Schaumburg, and I think I'm gonna start utilizing my Mondays off days and maybe try and take my roommate Matt and go play a few holes.
I know your mom played tennis at Florida State as well, which of course is where you attended. How nice was it to have the opportunity to go to the school that your mom attended?
It was a dream come true. I mean, a lot of people see that I'm from Atlanta and they're like, oh, you're a Bulldogs fan just because everyone in the state of Georgia loves the Dogs. But yeah, it was crazy. I was always a Florida State fan. I always remembered going to FSU football games when I was a kid and taking pictures with the psycho students that have all glitter of garnet and gold all over them, and it was always a dream and a goal of mine, and for me to be able to say that I was able to go there and play there and kind of follow in my mom's footsteps, hearing all of her stories and kind of giving me the ins and outs, what to be careful of, what to stay away from, and just to enjoy it, and all of her stories of how much fun and the friendships she's made at school. I mean, I've all of those myself now, and so it's pretty cool. I mean, being able to go to the same school your mom went to, especially both being athletes, it's a good little thing I have in my pocket.
At Florida State, you hit a walk-off home run in the 12th inning against Florida. It was on SportsCenter. Do you still hear about that a little bit? I know there was the bat flip from all get up there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I heard about that for a while. It was actually funny. One of my closer friends in the Phillies organization was Dalton Guthrie, who I played against him when he was at Florida, and he always told me stories about how he was begging their coaches to hit me and asking for my head, and just wanted revenge. But we got pretty close there. But I hear it. If I go back to Florida State and I'll sit in the stands, I'll have some people bring it up, just a few stories that they appreciated, and that's always up there. And I mean, people forget that I was near quitting that game. I was 0 for 5 with I think 2 strikeouts before that at bat, so I was pretty low, and it just speaks to camaraderie and teammates just bringing you up, and there's always a special moment. But the guys closest to me and battling with me in the dugout know that it was a struggle.
Baseball's a funny game, isn't it?
Huh. Yeah, you betcha.
All right, so along those lines, I also know that you have quite the personality. Have you been able to let it go in the Schaumburg clubhouse a little bit yet?
Nope, I'm shy here. No one knows what I bring to the table. I mean, we're on a 4-game win streak, so maybe if we keep getting some W's, we'll start seeing some crazy stuff in the dugout or the locker room. It all stems from good music. So media guys, good music, and you'll poke the bear.
What's the strangest pronunciation you've ever heard of your name?
I don't know. I mean, strange is different. I feel like I've heard so many different things that nothing really sticks out with strange. Nieporte is pretty weird. Nieporte. I've had some coaches in the past that struggle with my name so bad that they just break it in half, where some coaches will call me Knee, other coaches will call me Port. So I try and let everybody know it's pretty simple. If you just one letter is Q, I'll respond from Q. But Nieporte, it's Nieporte, but I don't really care. It's not a big deal to me.
You're living with Bill Frotto this summer. Give me an inside scoop into the first base coach of the Boomers.
He's a great guy. It's actually really funny. I came home last night. He's on his way to the World Series for his junior college, and I guess for a big guy, I'm like a ninja. I'm pretty light on my feet, and I came in pretty quiet, and he was walking to the kitchen, and I knew he wasn't looking at me, and I guess didn't hear me, and so I just kind of gave him a pretty abrupt hey, and he kind of jumped, so it was pretty funny. He said he was going to kick my ass, so I'm a little afraid because he knows where I sleep, but he's a character. I mean, it's a great host family setup. I'm with Matt Rose, too. We have our own rooms, and got a great little dog named Peyton, but Bill, he loves to talk, and I love to listen, and he's obviously coaching at junior college, and he brings up situations, what he's going up against, and kind of picks Matt and my brain on how we would approach it, what we would do for the starter that they're facing, and it's just a good setup. And basically, he says if we stay out of his way, he'll stay out of ours, and it seems like we start talking more and more and talk all night, but I love Bill. He's a character. He's one of those guys that you'd love to have on your team, just because when you're hitless through 6, he's going to come in the dugout and basically throw all your bats around and yell at you to wake up, but then you get a hit and he's going to be your best friend. So it's a fun little duo and dynamic we have at the house.
Let me leave you on this. I know it's only 11 games, but how do you feel about this group in the clubhouse?
Feel good. I mean, obviously, I don't know why. Every team I've ever been on, the offense always starts slow. I don't know the reasoning for it. It always seems like pitching dominates, and we got a really good pitching staff who's kept us in ball games for basically every game we played this year, seeing that our offense has started off so slow. But it's a fun group of guys. I always base my teams on how weird we are, and we've got a lot of weirdos on this team. So I think going forward, especially if we stay hot, and once the offense starts to kind of click, with our offense that we have, the potential that we have, and the pitching that they've already shown that we've had, I mean, I think we're going to be a pretty solid team, and it's going to be a fun ride. I mean, we're pretty loose in the dugout. We're still trying to find a walk-up song. We're trying to put that on our trainer Miley to get us a good walkout song or win song, victory song. So if there's any suggestions out there, get in touch with our trainer Miley. She's got to approve it before we can play it, but it'll be a fun summer, I think. All the guys are pretty close for the most part, and no one's afraid to rag on another, and everyone takes jokes pretty well. So when you get that going on, and then the pitching staff that we have, I mean, the offense will come around with that. We're a pretty dangerous club.
It's first baseman Quincy Nieporte. Quincy, thanks so much for the time today.
All right.